No fuel, nothing.
Nothing, no fuel.
First in the world.
The first in the world.
This is power from the sky.
Yeah, from the radio frequency.
This can not happen in Zimbabwe.
Yes, we've done it in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So the vehicle, it is powered with what we call a MicroSonic energy device. That is the the vehicle, it uses what we call the microsonic energy device. The microsonic energy device, it is the device that I personally invented in 2009, which harness radio frequencies, converted it into energy. As you know, radio frequencies, they are measured in nanovolts, meaning to say they are less than a volt. They are just like nothing. But we find a way of harnessing it through the creation of the 70% of the components in the microsonic energy, which I've tailor-made, which I've designed. So those are the components that enable the radio frequency to be transferred into pure, useful energy. And this is the first time in the world. With that technology, it violates the laws of energy in thermodynamics and also the first law of energy as well.
So they wanted to arrest him for changing physics.
Yeah, yes. Even when we tried to file a patent, they said we were violating the natural laws of physics. So it's not an industrial applicable. We decided to take the trade secret route after that.
So you clicked on this because you wanted to hear about Maxwell Chikumbutso. What can I say about Maxwell? He reminds me about a story in the Bible where the Jews were rejecting Jesus because they kept on saying, "What good can come out of Nazareth?" I mean, Nazareth is one of those places where the Jews expected nothing good to come out of. They didn't expect anything like the Messiah that they have been waiting for, where the rich Jews have been waiting for. They didn't expect anything magnificent or beautiful to come out of this city that was known for everything negative. And the same thing is going to be Maxwell Chikumbutso. Maxwell Chikumbutso is all shades of the opposite of what the world expects an invention and a breakthrough to come from. From his skin shade, probably, from his area of birth, from his education background, from the continent of his birth. I mean, everything about this guy speaks wrong check, wrong check. And here we are, stuck with him. And I'm here for it because what does he have to say about himself? I'm just going to get you through the interview that he had for the press about 2 weeks ago. And I'm just going to summarize it for you because it was a little bit long. So for those who don't like the long tirades and stories, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek into the highlights of this interview, and then you'll just make your own impression about what he says. In this interview, he tries to give to show the public what he has invented or what he wants to bring up to the market. And I really must say these inventions are great, groundbreaking and very, very interesting for those who are interested in tech and especially renewable energies. So here we are, his own words. I'm just going to be giving you a little bit of sneak peeks here and there, but here we go.
Thank you so much. It's something that I don't take lightly. May God bless you all.
Thank you.
Disclaimer, I'm not educated. So if I use broken English, just bear with me. English does not invent anything. So if you can allow me to walk with you through the journey of my life, if you can give me time, your precious time, I think by the end of this presentation, you'll be in a position of understanding where we are coming from and where we are right now. I've seen that when we met His Excellency, a lot of people, they commented.
So here he goes ahead and tries to explain his background and his past
where they were
invention.
not informed.
He says that his first invention was actually a
So,
radio
if you can allow
transmitter,
me, I would
and
want
he
to take
was
you
able
through the whole
to
journey. Who is
really
Maxwell?
illegally
Where I come
transmit
from, and where we are
a
right now.
station that he came up with his friends. And he was stopped by the Ministry of Information at the time, and that is more than a decade ago. And so he just tries to emphasize that that his inventions have come a long way. This is not the first time he is inventing something, but he says that was the first working prototype. And then he goes on to explain the role of the visions that God has given him with his information technology, also his inventions. He emphasizes that no one can come up and try to claim that they taught him electronics or physics or anything of that sort. He solely claims that it is God who has taught him electronics and all the knowledge that he has about these inventions that he creates. So he wants to emphasize that in his information, and you can hear that from his own words.
We stopped, and we were stopped. That was it. I never got funding. I never got anything. But I still remember very well that that time I could see visions, not when I was asleep, even when I was walking. I would see second thoughts. There is no one on earth who can come and say, I taught Maxwell electronics or any other subject in engineering. God taught me. And that's the fact. So I was very interested in technology that time after the
And then he
broadcasting
goes out
authority,
ahead to
the
talk
broadcasting
about
transmitter,
his journey
and I
with
was
this
very tired. We had our group
safe
meeting called.
technologies that started way over 20 years ago, because it happens to be 44 years now. And he talks about what happened to him, what has happened to him since he started this at 17 years old, his inventions, and he really makes it a point to tell the world that, hey, I'm not a guy who just came up from the blue. I've been here, I've been inventing, and you can still trace my marks from way back. So it's not something that just happened all of a sudden. It could have just heard about me today, but doesn't mean that I have just woken up today. So this guy has been at it. He has a couple of inventions to his name. He has been putting things out that have been groundbreaking also nationally in this country. But as I just tell you about the analogy of the story of Jesus and the Nazareth, this is also a guy who is actually finding himself to be most hated at home actually than in the world. So apparently he says that in his whole journey there's nowhere else he got more hate than in Zimbabwe. I mean, guys, Zimbabweans, come on. So one of the main misconceptions that Maxwell Chikumbutso tries to clarify here is that he is not creating a car. He is not here. His invention is not a car. His invention is an electricity or a power source or a renewable power source. That is his invention. And that is what he brings to the table. So every time people on social media are like, oh, we want to see the car, we want to buy the car, you are buying the car, but the car is not his. What is his is the component of the car that is running with his technology, and that is his MicroSonic technology, power technology, where he's able to convert these cars with normal EVs into cars that don't need to be charged. So power charge as a self-charging cars. That is the component of the technology that is bringing to the table of the already well structured, well developed auto industry. So, literally, he is not changing the industry as such in terms of designing and creating new cars. He is only changing how the industry is running. And that is what is getting people on their needs right now, or getting people talking. Well, that is the first misconception around, and he tries to explain it here when he says, no guys, I don't create the cars, I only partner with these car manufacturers. Like, for example, he's partnering with Kai, the Chinese car manufacturer for electronic vehicles. And It's because Kayi was the only car manufacturer which was open enough to allow him to try out his technology with their cars. So apparently, when people even try to call Kayi and they're like, "Hey guys, we want to buy these cars," the guys were like, "Hey, we only have two cars so far, which have been sent to Zimbabwe actually for the exhibition that he has done in this day." So they are only awaiting to embed Chikumbutso's technology into their electric vehicles, but they are not really designing cars by Chikumbutso. He's only giving them the power or this novel technology to be used in their cars. So at the end of the day, it's a partnership, which is going to probably be a win-win situation for both of them. Because if the whole world right now is calling for cars, then Tesla has a reason to worry, because at the end of the day, it is cars which are competing. Of course, I would also want a Kai car right now if it's running with Chikumbutso's technology. I don't care about the design at this point. Let's talk about functionality. So this is what he tries to clarify here.
They are undermining. The microsonic energy device, like Pastor says, it is not a device. Uh, okay, let me rephrase. We are not making cars, but we have got a solution that can make cars drive unlimited driving ranges until you are tired. We, we have got a device that we are now, when we started, I think before the 2000 kilowatts, the half a megawatt of input, it was big 17 tons machine. Right now we are reducing. We're going to device that can power television. We're going to device that can power small appliances. This was a gigantic 500 kilowatts power station, 15 tons. This is the machine that Foster Gamble came and tested with these scientists from the United States of America. To those who doesn't know Foster Gamble, he's a billionaire in America. He's the heir of Procter and Gamble. We are talking of people who have got money. So I don't know people went to comments. Where are they getting that kind of information? We are like beggars, we're not beggars, no. We're surrounded with rich people. So now I want to unveil the MicroSonic energy device, and you are the first people in the world after Foster Gamble who are seeing what is the MicroSonic energy device and how it looks like. The first machine that recharges itself with the battery management system that we put. It is very intelligent pass-through system where you can recharge the battery and getting current from the battery at the same time. Those are some of the things that we managed to do which we thought impossible to do. So this is the MicroSonic energy device, ladies and gentlemen. This is the machine. I'll switch it on for you. You are going to see for the first
ordinary person wants to know, what's this radio frequency that you are harnessing? Where does it come from? And is it not finite? Will we not have this machine and one day not have radio frequencies to harness?
You know, when God created the earth, He put some electromagnetic frequencies as they are beta nodes. I think if you had a number of guys from NASA when they are going to the moon, they have got a challenge of passing through some microwave frequency energy. So we are taking what God has created. Unfortunately, we have classified the frequency, the particular frequency that we are using for some security reasons. As you know, that we failed to file a patent because they said we were violating the laws of physics, so it's not industrial applicable. Because of that, we went the trade secret route where we took some pieces of the machine and classify them as trade secrets, just like what Coca-Cola did.
When you're talking about this MicroSonic device, I wanted to know, it's generating power from electromagnetic waves. That's what you said.
Yes.
So I want to know, is it going to work the same regardless of where I am? So if I'm in a place where there is no signal or whatever, is it going to work the same?
Definitely it's going to work. The only place that we know it won't work because of lack of penetration is like under the mine. But if the machine is on the surface, then you run the cables inside, then you're going to be okay.
So which signal is which? This electromagnetic signal, where is it coming from?
What we have done, we have classified it as a trade secret because that's where the IP lays. The moment we start to tell you what kind of you will try to work on it. So that's where the IP is.
Have you been supported locally? Do you think you've been supported adequately here in the country? And if so, how? If not, what else would you have expected?
You know, it's sad, but that is I think it's a painful reality of life. Most of these inventors or people who achieve some other things, they are not recognized in their countries. Yes, I would want to say that I did not get the support that I thought I would get. I've been to Zimbabwe Science and Technologies, so many institutes. I never got any form of support, being moral or technical. Not necessarily mean I was looking for financial support. No, but you see that God brought people from outside the country. The first person that I worked with, like I said, was Zek Wazara. I thank God for him. He did quite a lot. Then later on, I worked with the late Dr. Teddy De Almeida. He was an Angolan. He is the first person who helped me in a bigger way to say, and his partner, Mr. Luis Penala. Then he passed on in 2017. We were recognized in the United States of America to say, like I have said, you have seen the Americans, they had to come to Zimbabwe. They flown in their scientists. They did a validation. They confirmed the machine is working. They started to help us. We never got that kind of recognition or support here in Zimbabwe. As far as I'm concerned, we have got a number of very educated people. Yes, I thank God for few people. The vice chancellor for it, he sits on my board. He's my advisor, Engineer Quinton Kankamo. He is one of a kind, like I'm saying. He came to me. He started to guide me how best I would perfect my technologies. But when we look at a country like Zimbabwe, with a lot of educated people, he was the only one who came. Not even the government came to support. So I think
some of our stories have been dismissed. I work for international media myself. I remember getting to write an apology to scientists in a certain country who are saying that they can't prove the technology. This has been the battle. When people say your microsonic technology can't be proven, what do you say to that?
you know, thank you very much because we did not find ways of protecting the IP, like I said. From 2015 to 2024 right now, we have been working. Foster Gamble has been the first foreigner to have the privilege of working on the machine for those 7 years. So right now we have put in a number of tests that we're going to be doing soon after this launch. As you know, in science we say prove it. It's not about argument, prove it. So we drive our car to Cairo, live on TV. Everyone watches it. That will be enough. And right now we're doing this because we are now on the commercial level. So I understand what you're saying very well. And also the other thing, my brother, that I want to tell you, I think I've explained to you the issues of like when with this car you can also use it to power your house. It is a moving generator. When you drive from work back to your home, you can connect your power cable, then you can power your house. It gives you 15 kilowatts power to power your house, and the vehicle itself just got 160 kilowatts electric motor, which gives you a torque of about 320 to 380 newton meters of torque. That means it's fast. And we are talking of horsepower of around 215 horsepower. So when we compare this car with the same cars of this model, like the Toyota Urban Cruiser, you will see that this is efficient in everything. When you talk of load, our car doesn't weigh much. It weighs 1,405 kgs only. When you talk of an urban cruiser, you're talking of about 1,800. So that means you can carry extra baggage in the vehicle. Top speed is 220 kilometers per hour. Yeah, which is fast. It has got two driving modes. We have got the sport mode, which will give you 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 2 seconds.